K Nation, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kierraandrea, and if you're new here, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, I gotta sneeze. So, this is gonna be a story time on my first ticket, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, and then I'm gonna get into the ticket part, okay? So, this was like in April of 2018, and we were moving houses. So we were like, I think my parents just told us that we were moving, so we were going to look at the new house, and I think I drove by that day or something, or me and my sister were coming from somewhere. And so my day was going really good. It was a really good day, and I was like, yeah, it's about to be a good day, this and that. So we left Target, I believe. I think we were coming from Target, and we were driving, and I just happened to, okay, before I get to that part, there's this little connector bridge. It's not an interstate, but it looks like one, but it's like a bridge, and it kind of goes over another part of our town. So me and my sister were driving over it, and I looked ahead, and there was a cop, and he was sitting I was back here, and the cop was sitting up here on the little side, right? And he had his lights on, his lights were going because he just pulled somebody over, but the person was driving away. So he turned his lights off, and me and my sister are driving, right? Well, I'm driving, my sister's in the car, and we just going, and so I see everybody moving over here, but I'm still over here. And there was cars next to me, so I couldn't move over, and I didn't know that you were supposed to move over, but even if I wanted to, I couldn't. There was cars right there, and so it was literally, my car was red and I had a truck. It was me, and it was 3 other red cars. It was a bunch of red cars. And so literally one of the cars was the same car that I had, and it was another car. So I passed the cop, and so what I did was I slowed down. So I was not speeding when I passed the cop. I was going either right at the speed limit or a little bit below it. So I'm just driving. I keep driving, and literally we've been driving for a good a cool 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes in, and we were still driving. And I just happened to, I'm driving, and I see the blue lights flashing, but I'm thinking yeah, they want to go around me for somebody else. I turn the corner, the car's still coming. So I'm still driving, right? And I'm just wait a minute, maybe this car's following me. So I was let me pull over. So when I pulled over, the police pulled over. And so in my mind, I was because I was I was so paranoid, because somebody had just got shot, not that this is funny, but somebody had just got shot not too long ago because of the police. And I was they're not about to shoot me. So I was I was panicking, right? Because I wanted to grab my wallet, so when he came, I already had my stuff. But I was I don't want to reach down and grab it, and then he see me reaching, and he what's she trying to get? So I was no, I'll just right here. So he comes to the window. He was ma'am. First he put the flashlight in the window, right? And he was ma'am. I cracked the window. It said, and I opened about this much. And so he was ma'am, can you down your window, please? And so I downed a little more, and then I just downed it all the way. And so he was do you know why I pulled you over? I was no. I was was I speeding? He was no, you weren't speeding. I said, then what was it? He was because you passed, he said you were in the way of a emergency vehicle. And I was what? I was I was not in your way. I was you were on the side, and when I passed you, you turned your lights off. And so my sister's tapping my leg, Kiera, be quiet. And so I was no, because this man's trying to pull me over because he's thinking that I happen to be in the way of an emergency vehicle. First of all, he is not an emergency vehicle. I consider an emergency vehicle a fire truck or an ambulance. He was neither of those. That was a doggone police officer. And I'm so you mean to tell me that I was in the way of a police vehicle or an emergency vehicle? I was you were literally on the side. I slowed down. I couldn't get over. And you're saying that I was in the way of an emergency vehicle. So I was really confused. I'm sitting here I was trying to act I'm not nervous, but in my mind I was I gotta call my mom. And I didn't want to call my dad because he don't play that get a ticket thing. Because you get a ticket thing, your car is his, and you will never drive again. So I was like, man, this man about to give me a ticket, and I'm about to go home and I'm about to show my parents the ticket, because he pulled me over like literally 5 minutes from my house. Like if I had like drove a little bit faster and had like went by when he was still at the person's car, I would have been fine. But I just had to be the one to go by. And then I also asked him, I was like, how do you know it was me? Because there was another car that was right in front of me that was the same car and they didn't move over. So how did you know it was me? And he was just like, ma'am, do you really want to argue? I was like, no. So he was like, license and registration. So I get my license and I hand it to him. He's like, registration. So this car that I had was a new car. Like I had just got that car. And so I had a red RAV4, and the car that I had before it was a black Mercedes. And so I'm in the car digging in the thing trying to find the registration. I can't find it. So I'm digging and he's just over there. And I'm digging. I'm like, Jen, I tell my sister, help me find it. So she's trying to help me find it. So I finally get the registration. I hand it to him. And he was like, ma'am, this is for the wrong car. I was like, what do you mean? He said, this says black Mercedes. I was like, that's the only one I got. And he was like, so is your vehicle stolen? I was like, stolen? I was like, no. I was like, I can't find it. I was like, I can't find it. I was like, I don't know where it's at. And he was like, so you're driving with no registration? I said, no, it's in here, I just don't know where. And so then this is when I told him, I said, you can look, but I don't see it. So he opens the thing looking for the registration and he finds it. I was like, okay, whew. And so I think at this time I was only like 16 or I was 17. No, I lied. I was 17 because it was before graduation. So before graduation I was 17. And so he takes it back to his car. When I tell y'all, he took so long to come back. Like I was like, this man is writing me a fat ticket because he's taking so long to come back. I was like, oh my gosh, my parents about to kill me. They're about to take my car. I'm about to be carless. I'm about to be walking. Then I'm about to be riding the bus to school. I was like, I can't. Like I can't. There's nothing wrong with riding the bus. I rode the bus, but how you gonna get a car, then get your car taken away and go back to riding the bus, and the people on the bus gonna be like, oh, you back on the bus? No, I'm not back. I got a ticket. But I was so scared. Like when I tell y'all I was scared, I was so scared. So finally he comes back to the car and he stops at the window and he's like, and I was like, dang, I just got a big ticket. And he was like, ma'am? I was like, yes. He's like, here's your license and registration. So I took it back and I was like, okay, I'm waiting for him to drop the bomb on me about how I got the ticket and how I got it signed. And he didn't say you got a ticket. He was like, ma'am, sign right here. And I signed right here. And like the whole time I was mentally crying. Like I was crying in my mind. I was like, I know I got a fat ticket. Like it's waiting on me. Like it's a nice ticket, because apparently I was in the way of emergency vehicle. And I was like, that is a big ticket. So I'm just sitting here panicking, kind of rocking back in my seat. Good thing I have my seatbelt on, though, which I don't drive without my seatbelt. But next thing I know, he was like, okay, I'm gonna let you off with a warning. And I look at Jay. Jay looked at me. I said, whew. So I still had to sign it or whatever, saying that like I understood that I was a warning. So sorry, y'all, listening out there. So, you know, I get home and I had kind of wanted to trick my parents and make them think that I got a ticket. I don't know what made me want to do that, because that was worse, because I had still got pulled over. So I walk in the house like this and my dad was like, what took you so long to get home? I was like, I got pulled over. He was like, pulled over? I was like, yeah. And I was like, here. And he's like, I just know better. He was like, if y'all know my dad, like this would be so funny, because that's exactly how he acts. He was like, I just know this better not be no ticket. He was in his head like this. And I didn't tell him it was a warning. I was just like and he was still going, I know this better not be no ticket. He was like, Mom, if this is a ticket, that car is mine and you'll be on the bus. And I was like I cracked my own self up, but like I was doing the absolute most trying to make him think that it was a ticket. So he opens it and he look at me, tell me something. And this was me too. I was over here. I was just laughing. I thought it was so funny. And so, like, my mom had looked at me like, you shouldn't have did that. And he's like, you think this is funny? He was like, okay, next time you get a ticket, that car is mine. You will pay that ticket and you will ride the bus. I was like, Daddy, I'm just playing. And he was like, no, you thought it was so funny to come here and try to prank me. He was like, you don't know, this man could have really had given you a ticket. And then I ended up getting a whole long speech about how this happened. And so now I'm gonna tell y'all another time that I didn't get pulled over, but like a cop was kind of like watching us. So one time me and Queston decided to have like we were doing a Taco Bell mukbang in the car, okay? And when we were doing this, a lot of things were closed, and I think in certain places you can't be like on the premises at a certain time. Like if everything's closed, you shouldn't be on the premises. So we were in some parking lot, and we were in the car, and we were recording the video or whatever, and like I see this person drive by, and they're just like looking at my car, and they know that we're in there, but the car's not on. And so I feel like they called the police. Like I guess they figured we was doing something, so I feel like they called the police. And so next thing you know, we see the police come in, and he pulls up next to me, right? And he pulls up and he sits next to the car, and he's just looking in there like watching us. Like I don't see him. He was trying to act like he wasn't watching us, but it was obvious. And so we were eating the tacos, and so I feel like he couldn't see us eating the tacos, so I turned the light on, like my little light above us, and like I bit into the taco and I went like this so he could see me eating it. And so I was just like, you thought we was doing something? Like, is it because I'm black? I'm just playing. And no, it wasn't because I was black, but I guess they figured like we was being sneaky or whatever, so they was watching to make sure we wasn't being sneaky. But yeah, those are my first two encounters with the police. I feel like I have another one, but I can't remember. Like I don't remember. I think that's the only time I had an encounter with the police before. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all never get a ticket. I didn't even get a ticket, but I got a warning, and it was a piece of paper. I should have kept it to put in my little book of like memories. Awkward, right? But that would have been so funny if I kept it, but I didn't. I ended up ripping it up and I put it in the trash. But yeah, my driving record has been perfect ever since then. I have not been pulled over, knock on wood. Not Carter, so y'all can hear me. I haven't been pulled over. I have a clean record, honestly, except that warning. But like, does the warning really count on your record? I don't know. But yeah, so that was the story time on the time that I got pulled over. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I'm a little goofy, but the story was so serious. Like at the moment, I felt like I was going to jail or something. Like my heart was racing so fast. Like when I left, I could not even catch my breath. Like I remember my heart was beating so fast, the fastest it's ever like beat it before. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like my life is over. I'm about to be on the bus. Like when I tell y'all I did not want to ride that bus, did not want to ride the bus. Like I hated people on my bus. And like I should tell y'all the story time about how this boy had threatened to shoot me. That would have been a good story time. I don't know, I might do that today. So anyways, let me start rambling. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in my next video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, okay? Because I forgot to tell y'all. Let's see y'all.